everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Loki Season 2, Episode 3, 1893. In this episode, Loki and Mobius go hunt everyone's favorite cartoon clock in order to try to save the TBA. This show stars Tom Hiddleston as Loki, Gugu Mbatha-Raw as Ravonna Renslayer, Sophia DiMartino as Sylvie, Owen Wilson as Mobius, Tara Strong as Ms. Minutes, Eugene Cordero as Casey, Ki-Hugh Kwan as Obi, and Wumnu Masuka as Hunter B-15. So this first part of the review will be spoiler free. So if you haven't seen the episode, don't you worry about that. I won't be revealing any of the secrets. I will say this was an interesting episode tonally. I feel like the tone and the mood of the episode was kind of all over the place. I think it should feel like the most important one so far because there's definitely a lot of big stuff that's happening. There's some big reveals, some doors are opened, and we have some really interesting confrontations. But I feel like the episode didn't know if it wanted to be like funny, lighthearted, or it wanted to be really like serious and like bring a lot of this information to the forefront. The performances continue to be amazing. I have to call out Owen Wilson. He's just so charismatic in his portrayal of Mobius. He just does everything in like the most sincere way. Like it really feels very sincere. There's a few reaction shots of him just like being amazed by the stuff that they're kind of seeing in the world, and I was like, wow, like dude, just he just knows how to do it. I mean, I think we're very lucky that Owen Wilson is part of this show. Um, as far as the episode itself, I continue to really enjoy the look of this world. It feels every set and location feels very tactile. Feel especially when you're at the TVA, like a lot of it feels very practical. Even from like when we see they're in this big laboratory, right, and there's like a storm happening outside because of all the time fluctuations that are happening. Like you feel that, like you feel like you're really there. Um, and then even when we go to the other, when we go to 1893, as the name of the episode suggests, um, the sets are just amazing. Very like so much attention to detail here. I think the story itself has definitely moved forward, but the pace continues to be. I'm still having a little bit of pacing issues as we did on the last episode. Also, feels like some characters are they're not really acting like themselves every once in a while, and I don't know if that's just to kind of help the story move along. Um, so there's a few of those little things that are still kind of remain. Like I don't know. I feel like this show should have all that stuff resolved by now, and they don't, and they just like they still have. It's almost as if they're still finding their way. I some to me it feels like maybe there were some issues with the editing trying to put this story together. I don't know if the plan changed. I don't know if the story changed, or maybe it's just the disconnect that's making it feel like there was something missing, some change that happened in the story. I know I saw a few people talk about last episode. Maybe there was a scene or two that was cut, but this was a pretty long episode. I mean, it has a runtime on Disney Plus of 55 minutes. So chop out the if you chop out the credits, that's about 5 minutes less. So like 50 minutes is still a pretty lengthy episode. Um, but yeah, I think it's still very enjoyable. I think Loki continues to be one of the more just solidly just consistent series that Marvel has, and I hope that they're not poking around too much with some of the stuff because I feel like they had a really good thing going and they've been having. I hope that this isn't being changed because of larger changes to the story, right? I feel like this is the one show that I like just kind of leave it alone. You can explain away anything that happens by the TVA being the TVA, and just like this can be a very insular show, just be very isolated from the bigger Marvel Cinematic Universe. Which they've talked about the TV division. We have another video where we talk about all the the TV division revamping that they're doing, and some shows getting kind of restarted or redone. So I hope Loki is not suffering from some of those issues behind the scenes. But the performances that are there, like, they're fantastic. Um, I won't go too much into the other stuff because that might lead to a little bit of spoilers. But highly recommend this one. So if you haven't seen the show, come back. We'll have a longer version of this video with spoilers that you can check out as well. And I'll have a theory that I came away with after watching this full episode.